sound started all of a sudden at 12:30 midnight. The three sisters woke up in horror to that ghostly sound in the still of the night. They immediately searched for their brother in the room, who most certainly had disappeared from his bed. In a state of utter shock and soundless tears, they whispered, "The ghost is knocking on our door." And the door opens, and a powerful voice speaks, "Who's there?" "This was me, Baba." "Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I was that ghost, holding a cricket bat and knocking the ball, held in a sock and suspended with a long rope. And I was practicing for the match scheduled the next day morning. A father who always appreciated the value of passion gave a generous mind to his beloved son and went back to sleep. And I kept practicing until 2 o'clock. I again get up at 5 in the morning, take the shower with the most chilling water, and dress up like a test star, and with my back shining like the face of a bride, I left for the Gymkhana grounds. As a student of 9th standard from Nalanda Public School, I was all set to play the first qualifying Hyderabad Inter-Schools Cricket Tournament. Gradually came the rest of the team and the coach. Our coach was highly skilled as a cricketer, and arrogant and aggressive like a wild jungle cat was the man in command. The coach instructs, "Guys, start jogging!" After completing 3 massive rounds of the Gymkhana grounds, we were ordered to run for 500-meter sprints. Believe me, that was not the end to our coaching before the match. The coach took the bat and the glaze ball and started powerfully hitting at us for the catching practice. I was the one who was standing closest to him. Believe me, those full-blooded shots were impacting my chilling hands like the balls of a cannon. Unable to put up with the terrible pain, I requested my coach that I would have a little break. He asked me, "Why?" I said, "I feel a little uneasiness in my stomach." After some time, when the match was about to start, my best friend Sanjeev comes running to me. "Fazal, you are dropped from the match." That was the shock of my life, as if somebody took the very breath out of me. I ran for my life to my coach. "Sir, you cannot do this to me." He said, "I cannot risk my match on a player suffering with stomach pain." I said, "I don't have any pain, sir. You know I'm thoroughly fit and I deserve the most. And it was my greatest dream to play on this ground." He said, "Either you sit and watch the match or go back home and relax." That evening, when I came back home, my father was eager to know how I played. I told him I did well. He did not ask me anything further. The next day morning when I went to school, things were even worse for me. The principal called me in his office and he had a long list of complaints against me. The charges of indiscipline, arguments, misconduct and misbehavior were leveled against me, and I was dropped from playing the next 3 matches. And that was a rude shock to me. That evening, my father was worried to see me being so low. He came and asked me what happened. I always hated to land into any kind of emotional situations and outbursts. After a lot of control, I was able to speak my mind to my father, and I held my coach Kalpana. My father assessed the whole situation. He said, "My son, your coach is your teacher, and your place lies at his feet. No matter what happened, no matter what he did to you, you were not supposed to upset your coach in any manner whatsoever. Now you must ask for his forgiveness. Start respecting your coach from the fathoms of your heart, my boy. Greet him, serve him, touch his feet, ask him to teach you. You have a blazing passion for cricket, my son. Unleash it to the fullest. Keep your focus on your goal and don't let petty things come your way. You will excel, my son, I promise you." I listened to my father. I went back to my game with a renewed energy. I started being extremely good to my coach. I looked for every opportunity to serve him. I doubled my practice. I began asking him to teach me specific techniques. However, that element of disharmony between us was not relenting. And my father kept a track of what was happening between me and my coach. He asked me if I touched his feet. I said, "No, Baba. He might think I'm doing it out of my weakness." My father said, "My son, as long as you are confident you are doing it out of your strength, there should not be any stigma attached." I was not allowed to play the next 2 matches. But I remained positive. I supported and encouraged my teammates as much as I could. Then came the 3rd match, the most crucial one. If we won, we would qualify into quarterfinals. Otherwise, we were out of the tournament. The principal, many teachers and students were present on the ground. And as usual, I was the first one to have come on the ground, fully ready, fully dressed up, and fully charged. Then came the news that one of the key players had not turned up. The coach thought I was the only choice. He went to the principal and requested him to remove the banner. The request was granted, and I stood tall on the ground. Vinay, Visai, Vitai. I came, I saw, I conquered. The stage was set for me. I scored 77 runs and took 3 wickets. Our school entered into quarterfinals, and I was declared the man of the match. I straightly went to my coach, and in all humility offered my medal to him and touched his feet. My coach embraced me hard against his chest and broke down into tears. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, that was the most memorable moment of my life. And I was able to realize those finest moments because of my blazing passion for cricket. My passion for cricket meant everything to me to the extent that I was willing to die for it. My friends, it is foolish to say someone has fully recovered from a disappointed passion. Such wounds always leave the scars behind, and that happened to me. Believe me, our passions are our greatest drivers. Our passion is our greatest impetus. Our passion is that very pivotal on which I realized our greatest triumphs and satisfaction. Without unleashing our passion, we might know some kind of a peace. But believe me, without passion, we will remain empty rooms, shuttered and dying. Only passions and great passions can elevate us to the pinnacle of glory. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, if you want to truly live to your fullest, believe me, the only way is to live with passion, passion and passion. Contest